Good morning. Welcome back, teamies, to Wellness Business Builders Mentoring. Today, we're going to learn about Canva. And I know that's something that we need to learn how to do so that we can affordably make our own professional branding templates, or we can create backgrounds for videos, we can edit, we can do all sorts of things for pictures or for posters or for whatever you might need. It might be your Facebook banner, it might be your YouTube banner. All of this is easily done even on a free Canva account. You'll also notice within the group chat last night that I've added in how to create a link tree. So this is a really good first step for before you have a website. You can actually steer people back to ticketing or steer people back to a social media website platform that you have other interesting content on. And it just shows people where to find you. You can add in an email, you can add in your phone number if you choose to. It's having people find you is the biggest deal. Later on, we'll push into creating a landing page. It doesn't have to be a fancy website initially, but all of those things are accessibly done fairly affordably these days. But if you're like me and you want to push the brand into trainings or into coaching or into things where you need a little more data, there are simple ways to do that as well, using some free platforms until you build your business to the point of wanting to have a paid, little more access to creativity within a paid. I'm using Squarespace, for example, for my, website. All right, let's jump into Canva now. I will just share the page and talk you through mine. Now, you will see all of my activities on my personal Canva. Right, where are we? I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, so Canva, just type in canva.com into your browser and you will be able to sign up initially. Give me a 1 in the comments if you already have a Canva account, or give me a 2 in the comments if you're going to give this a go at the end of the session. Okay, great. So you already have a Canva account, most of you. And if you don't, simply type in canva.com. You'll see it here just on my tab where my little arrow's pointing there. www.canva.com. Okay, I'm going to be working on my Canva as you are watching me. Hopefully you can see this. All right, we're going to pivot over to the left side, and we have a little bar here of what is accessible within the Canva. So Canva Home, Canva Create, Canva Projects. This is my home page here, and you'll see way back I do a lot of work online. So there's all sorts of things here. Notice not all of it's my colors, because I work with clients within my gold membership, helping them on whatever they want to work on. Most of them come to me to work on their emotional things, but later as we heal, we want to expand into how can I help others, right? Otherwise, we're not paying things forward. So, for example, this would be Canva slides that I've used in my membership. This is from a retreat that I've done a collab with somebody. This is my 9 weeks program. This is a one-off little sound healing collaboration with another person. This is me selling my singing bowls. It's all here, right? So I'm always having to create posters or content or slides for my social media or for my website. This is a little ebook. You can do all of those things. This is a little guided meditation for YouTube. So really it's up to you. And the fun for me is creating those things. But so this is where we were pushing toward when we were choosing colors, we were choosing a logo, and we were choosing what our avatar feels like. Because if I'm choosing visuals, because people read things visually before they listen, actually, then I'm going to choose visuals that appeal to my avatar client. So see this picture here, I've chosen that intentionally. That was talking about food. I've got broccoli and a donut. It's showing choices. It's showing to the type of person that I'd like to work with that wants to work on their diet, or this one here, they want to work on movement, or this one here, they want to work on managing their energy. These pictures evoke a feeling, and we're working with feelings here when we're talking about energy. So let's just go through here, and we're going to click on brand. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 icons down. So brand kit is where I want you to land. Now, this is where we've been working, making the decision on what our business is going to look like, because that's who we are in essence. So you'll see at the top here, there's a brand kit. Just click on the brand kit. And just for the sake of showing you, well, actually, I might show you my brand kit first. All right, so these are my brand kit colors. And if you can't, the colors are so many to choose from. If you can't choose the colors easily, the best thing you can't see this. Okay, right. Thank you for letting me know. I'll just gonna, thank you. Present something else. I've got to keep up with the screen share. Kit colors, right. Thanks, Domna. Right, brand kit. So we were 5 icons down, and this has created my brand kit. So I'm going to have to do this stage by stage and show each page. I've realized, thought it was live. It isn't. All right, so these are my brand kit colors. And so my colors, as I mentioned to you, are in this plummy purple range and pink range. And then I've obviously added in a couple of neutrals. And my neutral is this creamy color, and I've chose the creamy color because it's a little bit warmer, a little bit more inviting, and it works really well. So it can be very intimidating choosing your colors on the wheel because there are just too many to choose from. So what I want to show you is on the next slide to add a picture first that evokes your brand. I will I've got mine under logos. All right, just sharing this page now. Can you see that? Oh, that worked. That's so weird that worked. It's meant to work like that, but it didn't. All right, so we've got, this is my brand kit for my logo, but I've put my face on some of them. I had help with this, and if you need help, I'm here for you. I put my face on some of them, and I have also got the logo that I might add to my invoice or might add onto anything. You'll see it on my slides, even for this recording. It's all there because that's where I've set my intentions within my logo. So you see how the colors all marry in together. So there's a little product shot here of my Special Magic Balm. That was what I was working with. That was what was shown to me in a dream, actually. And that was what I co-created in the studio. And I'll see if I can make that bigger. I don't know if I can within the kit. No, it doesn't let me click on that bigger. But anyway, zoom in later if you have to. But that was what I co-created for my business, this one. And then I emulated that within my branding that I wanted to slap on everything. That's my mentoring, that's my YouTube, that is my social media. And I'm not 1,000% strict, no, but if you can grid it, that's the main thing, so that it's there as your essence, as an imprint. So if you're not up to creating your logo yet, we can get to that. But once you've slapped in one picture that evokes the feeling and the colors that you'd like, either into the logos section or the photos section, what this does, it brings up the colors in that photograph, colors that match. And that's where this is genius, absolutely genius, if that makes sense. So you can work it backwards. So let your homework be, go and find an image. And if you have the paid Canva, you have access to a lot of free images. If you don't, you can screenshot something, make sure that it's not copyrighted, because anything that you're popping online needs to not be copyrighted, because photos are tracked with AI these days. So make sure it's an image that either you've taken yourself or it's from a free stock library that isn't copyrighted. Don't ever screenshot images off the internet and create them into your brand, because you will be liable for that. If anyone needs to chat to me about that later, let me know. So this is a really important section called the brand kit for Canva that will help you create without trying too hard. So now I want to go back and let's build something. I'm going to hit the create button at the top here. Well, actually, before I create something, I just want to show you on my projects things that I have created that you might understand what I'm talking about here. So this image was in my bank, my color palette, my logo here was in the bank. So when this is my membership, for example, every time I create a membership, which is every month, and it's a lot of images, it's a lot of work. So the first time you do this, it's going to take you a little bit of decision-making time. And I know that you can't see that now, can you? Let me just screen share this one. Keep up with me, little Google Meet. Thank you. Present something else. All right. So the first time you make a template for whatever project you're doing, and it might just be tiles for your Instagram, or it might be a tile for your stories that you drop your little Melaleuca chats into because you want a little frame and you want your branding on it. That takes a little bit of headspace. And for me, I find I'm too indecisive. So it was really important for me to lock in my colors and use a template. And using the template is what makes this fast. So on my template, I have my logo. It's always there. I have my color choices. I have my font. That's locked into the same section too, and I'll take you back and show you where that is. And I have chosen templates that work for what I'm doing for each little project. We'll go back and reshare the other page now. All right, so I'm going to scroll up and down within this Canva house for me. So I'm doing a celebrants course here. I've got my branding on that too. Everything I do, I brand it, and they may look different. These are the videos that I've done that I add into things. I strip them in. There's so much here when you go to home. This was the little video that I dropped into our chat box that I made with some Melaleuca branding, and I toss this in when I'm time poor as an introduction. Would you like to see my wellness business builders mentoring branding or today's overview? Would you like to join this group, for example? This is for my sound healing, and you'll see it's got the same things. It's got my logo, it's got my font, it's got my evocative colors. This is even a template for a letter, yeah, a response about my ceremony bookings. So everything I've created and everything I'm teaching you to create should marry together. So today's assignment is, next time you're shopping, I want you to go in and see if you can spot a brand without seeing their logo. Feel that the brand is there. It'll be very easy, actually, because this is what's training the subconscious mind, and this is what we're doing to our clients. Yes, comparatively, we're small fry, but who knows? Tomorrow you might be the next multimillionaire. So, and this is how you build upon that, by having people know that it's you on whatever social media platform you're turning up on without you saying it's you. They're just saying, oh yeah, it feels like, this feels like Echo Circle, or this feels like whatever you've given your company name to be. Give me a 1 if this is helping and if it's making sense. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's so easy and it's a free tool. And when you want to get serious with it, you can pay a small subscription fee. Okay, let's start building now from scratch. I will just check that you can see. Yep, that's translate. Isn't it weird that with the screen share, sometimes it shares and sometimes you've got to switch it up? Okay. I'm going to start building now. Okay, click create. Boom. And then we tell in this top bar, what would I like to create? So it might be a YouTube banner because you've decided, hey, I'm getting really good at talking online. So I need to brand where I'm talking. Remember, I said to you, if we're creating a website, each social media platform is a window or a door to draw energy back to where you are. All right, so I've got and Canva does this for me, the proportions for the YouTube banner. Now, sometimes you need to adjust them at the other end, so be patient with that. There are ways. All right, so I'm going to go into my branding now, and I am going to see all in my logos because they shouldn't be in the logos, but all right, I'm going to click that. That's my membership, and boom, that fits immediately to my YouTube banner. Is that showing? No, it isn't. I will screen share that with you. I don't know why. Oh no, it's just a little pop-up thing. That's okay. Let's see. Did that help? No, it didn't. I'm flicking to the next page. All right, because I'd already done the chunky work, which is the decision making, like, okay, I got my portrait, and I did that portrait in 2016. I have done other photographs since, but they didn't quite capture my energy. So, oh, I don't want that fancy noise to be coming up. Bye-bye. Turn off captions. Yeah. So I've got the portrait there. I'm not obsessing about it. I'm happy with how my energy looks there. I feel confident. I've got my background and I've got my font chosen. This doesn't have my logo because this is at the top of the banner. Okay. So we can make anything you like in here just by going through, and you click save, yep, and then you go and create something else. So we'll go back to design, go to the top there, create. Let's now make a Instagram tile. So here's the tricky thing with social media when you're trying to share across platforms. They're all different formats, and they do that on purpose to make it a wee bit harder for you. So if you're making something for one, there is a way of hitting a share button that makes it into other shapes, which is so, so handy. I'm just going to share for you the Instagram post, and we'll start this from scratch. Okie doke. Instagram. Okay, let's look for a template this time because this is where this is amazing. You might be doing a special one-off market stall like the girls did on the weekend, and you might want to create a poster for your Instagram that's capturing. So in here, I'm just going to do a little description of a few words that I might be looking for. So I'll put pink, I'll put market, and see what comes up. And it comes up, let's just check that you can see. Yep, you can see. It comes up with all of these amazing templates. Obviously, I've got the paid subscription, so there's going to be more options, but things that can work in with my brand. And the best thing is that I can change the colors and I can change the fonts to my brand by just simply going to the top. So let's just check that you can see that. Yep, you can. All right. So my pink is a little bit deeper than this pink. Even though I started with a pink template, I find that just helps narrow things down because pink evokes a certain energy, right? So I'm going to go click into here and find my brand kit. Right at the top, you've got, it's very easy. You've got the color showing. You click the color and it'll bring up, here's my color palette kit. And see how my colors are a little bit punchier and brighter? Because that's who I am. I don't want to be fading back in the background. Now, some of us turn up on social media too beige, but I need to tell you this. In marketing to mass market, and you should always be marketing to mass market unless it's a niche brand, unless you're asking for $1 million for that one particular thing, then you only need to make one sale a year. That's very different strategizing. But I think for us, we're marketing to mass market for us, which needs to have mass appeal. And as you're scrolling, test this today. What jumps out at you? Is it the beige? Is it the black? Or is it something poppy and colorful? Because I'm telling you now, any mass market magazine or any mass market ad will be using color with intention. That's a strong, vibrant color to capture your attention because we're busy, we're bored, we're doom scrolling, most of us, and it needs to really slap you in the face and say, hey, come and have a look at me. It's like the woman in the red dress looks a lot more confident than the woman that's out for dinner wearing a little black dress. Who are you going to notice when she walks into the room? All right, so we'll just tweak this a wee bit. Just so I'm going to change the font on here. I'm going to change the color first I'm going to test it. Oh, that's not poppy enough. So I might, yeah, that's better. That pops out. And I'm going to go up to my brand's mine are in the recently used. So I use Ateron and Belisa, and I'll take you back and show you where that is. So I've changed the font here. I've changed the font to my fonts, and it's important to do this because fonts have their own energy, colors have their own energy, logos have their own energy. All right, that looks pretty great. I'll just change this font. But I haven't done a lot of tweaking to the template, and there's so many templates there that you can actually go through and take your time and choose which one you want. If you want this to be a little bit bigger, we just increase the font size. So sometimes your fonts might be less bold, or I'm going to make this one a bit bigger so it jumps out. Maybe I want this a bit smaller. I'm going to drag that in. And as simply as that, I've made a poster for something that I'm only just probably going to work on once. Yeah, I haven't invested a lot of energy and time in co-creating. Now, years ago, we had to pay designers for this. So can you see how now you're being empowered to be a self-publisher? It's really exciting, actually, and it's actually very fun if you're in the slightest bit creative. And if you're not so creative, just use a template and change the colors. It's really that simple. All right, now I'm going to show you how to add your logo. All right, brand. There's my logo. I'm going to reduce that in size. I'm going to pop that down in the corner. And then I'm going to go up to the edit button and I'm going to background remove. Boom shaka. Right. That's not so legible, but I would work on that. Yeah. So the idea is to have a couple of versions of your coloring so that one is lighter, one is darker, so that when you play with background colors, I will just change the background color and show you what I mean. I would have to have an inverted logo there. I would have to have a lighter logo, but I'm just going to put this back to a lighter color now. Boom. See how that's visible? So the setting up might take you a day or two to choose and to make decisions. But once you've got this little brand kit working for you, you can make anything you like, and that's really exciting. So yeah, I've just changed that color. So obviously my font needs fixing. Make this guy a little bit bigger now. Yeah, give me a 1 in the comments if this is really helpful and you're going to start playing with this, and tidy up. What we're doing is tidying up our social media here. We're standing out from the crowd. We're looking really professional. It's super fun. Yeah. And you can do it for anything, actually. You can pop a little video on top of, let's go back now, and I want to show you how you can put your head on top of something. Screen share. All right. This is YouTube banner, which probably wouldn't be the correct proportions, but just for the sake of showing you where this is, actually, I'll go back to home. Forgive me. That's it. Home, home, home. We're back. Home, Canva. Perfect. Yay. I love this. I love it so much. All right. Oh, before I show you where the video thing, I want to show you how to clone. And you'll see that I have a lot of these that are cloned, and then I upload them into YouTube and I hide them so that only who I send the link can see them. And you can have a free YouTube channel too. That's so that I don't have to recreate the whole template. So what I will do here, and just check that you can see my drop down box. Yeah, I'm hoping you can. You make a copy. Can you? No, you're not seeing it. Let me screen share that one. Present something else. All right, we're seeing the drop down box. No. Why is that not showing? This isn't an issue with Canva. This is the screen share is not picking up what I'm doing. I don't know why. All right, I'm going to close all of those. And start again. Canva. All right. 3 dots at the top of the bar here. 3 dots at the top of the bar. Oh, yes, now we're seeing the drop-down box. It says copy of untitled design. And you can do this on anything that you've already made. See, I've got 3 drop-down bars there, and I'm going to click make a copy. Boom. Open my make a copy. And always make a copy. Don't ever get rid of your original one, because then you've got to start from scratch again. So I will screen share the make a copy, and we'll start adding into that. And we're nearly finished because I don't want to overload you. It's a lot to learn, but it's totally doable. If I can do it, and if I can teach myself, you can do it. You can teach yourself. Present something else. Copy of, all right, this is my copy, and you'll know it's a copy because it says it's a copy. So that's great. So you never ever want to delete your original template. So the beauty is now that when I'm working within the template, I leave the basic stuff. Like I leave the font where it is. I leave the template pictures, but I can change things. So let's change a few things here. I'm going to switch out this picture to another one by going to photos, and I'm going to say, oh, today I might put that one there, and just dropping that in to, often actually if you're deleting, dropping that in there, typing in a different commentary. Hello, this is a test. It's so much faster to create something that looks similar and on brand, but you're still using and building with the same template. All right, so this might be a presentation slide for you doing a pitch at a local school or a local market, or you're talking about your products to somebody and you want to seem like you're really professional. It's instead of the PowerPoint, yeah? Or this might be something that you record at home like I have. I want to show you how to drop your face on top of this now and do the recording slide by slide. And you can practice, you can delete, you can change it up later using the same template. So this will be the last thing that I will teach you today. All right, where is the little video? All right, so we go down the bottom to the videos button. So design, scrolling down, 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 down. We go down to the video button. It's almost at the bottom. That, let's just check that you're seeing what I'm seeing. You're not. Oh, yes, you are. Good. All right. See the video drop box comes down, and then we've got record yourself. Hit that. Boom. This is the money. Now, this will actually record because I've hit it. So I'm going to hit. Now, here's a tip. I had to learn this the hard way. Put the little circle, you just use your mouse, drag it up to the top. Why? Because of eye line. Yeah, eye line. And I would hope to look fresher for this because I have no makeup on this morning and I've just woken up. Eye line is at the top of your screen. So drag that. Then you can reposition this wherever your negative space is later. But when you're recording, always remember to have it at the top. So I'm going to hit record and go 2, 3, 1. Hi, this is Michelle, and welcome to my introduction to Wellness Business Builders Mentoring. You're amazing. Done? Okay, that's all it is. Then you listen to it back. Hi, this is Michelle, and welcome to my introduction to Wellness Business Builders Mentoring. You're amazing. All right. Now, I self-critique. Not that I want you to get into being negative about yourself, but my eye line wasn't great then. Yeah, I was distracted. I was looking at another button because I'm trying to do 6 things at once here. So I probably re-record that section. Yeah. But here's the beauty of Canva is that you don't have to remember a script like I used to have to, or you don't have to use a teleprompter where you're talking for the whole half hour. No, you're recording 1 page at a time. And look at this. You've got your notes on the page as you do it. You've got your notes on the page as you do it. So let me just show you what I mean. So I would use my notes that I've put here to prompt me. I don't want it to be my whole script, but I'm going to, let me just find something a little bit shorter. Hi, let's talk about soulmate client mapping. We're creating an avatar and we are looking for this resonance for you to find that particular client that absolutely vibes with you. What are they tired of? What are you going to help them with? What are they secretly craving? You got the drift? So I'm not reading that word for word verbatim, but the words there prompt me to know what the hell I'm talking about. So I find this incredibly helpful. Don't forget, before you leave, hi, let's talk about soulmate client mapping. We're creating an avatar. And so I think my energy is pretty good in that one. I would obviously go do some hair and makeup before I jumped on if that's your vibe. If it isn't, and turn up as you. But click at the top here, save and edit before you go to the next slide. Save, edit. Hi, this is Michelle, and welcome to my introduction to Wellness Business Builders Mentoring. Now, where do they land? They land up here in uploads, in videos. And then you can move them onto any page that's appropriate. I've worked too quickly there, but it should have stayed on that page, and it has. It's
let's
just
talk about
uploading.
soulmate client.
So I wouldn't leave it at the top. I would find a little spot where that fits, and I would reduce my little noggin, and I'd probably put it there. And then I go to the next page and do the next recording. Give me a 1 if this is exciting. Yay, awesome. I'm so happy for you. I'm just going to flip back to presenting this. Boom, boom, boom. Don't like it? Delete it. Little trash bin. Delete video, delete frame. Easy. Yeah. All right. So that's probably enough homework for you to get onto. But this week's homework will be, let's create one thing a day. One thing a day using, you can use the same template if you like. One thing a day, pick something. For the next strategy session, I might show you how to create one thing and then use a magic button within Canva and allow that to multiply and create that branding for each different platform that you're working on. And that's an amazing tool. It may only be in the paid Canva though. I want to check that out before I teach you and have you be disappointed. All right, we'll hang up the recording here and we'll stay on and connect and see how you've been doing this week. I want to thank you all for being here. And I need you to leave a comment in my inbox if you've watched the recording. Thank you so much for tapping in. Thank you for being an incredible brand.